All right, so I'm just going to go over a tree diagram question. I know with the probability project, I know from some of you, just some troubles using the tree diagram to calculate your probabilities. So let's just go over how you can actually use the diagram to easily compute any probabilities related to it. So in this situation, we're just going to look at weather. So today there's a 70% chance of rain or 30% chance of no rain. Tomorrow there's a 20% chance of snow or 80% chance of no snow. So I just want us to create a tree diagram, and then we're going to see how we can use the tree diagram to basically calculate any probability that's related to this. So for the first day, sorry, my writing's not great on this tablet. So day one. Day one, we either have rain, no rain. And day two, we have snow, no snow. And we have to do that off of both of our possibilities. For your probability project, what you'll notice is you have situations where it will say like you're out of the game. Then you wouldn't actually need to continue your tree diagram from that point because in a sense you're out. So how do we actually implement these probabilities into this tree diagram? I'll just throw in a day two up here as well. So to implement the probabilities, what we can do is rain and no rain don't actually have a 50-50 chance as it might look like right now with the tree diagram. You can actually label the parts of your tree diagram with the actual probability. So I could say, oh, this is a 0.7 or 70% chance, and this is a 0.3 probability or 30% chance. And we can do the same with the snow versus no snow. So to snow is 0.2, to rain or to not snow is 0.8. And we can do that for each of the branches. So now we essentially have with each branch an associated probability. And so what we could do is we can then find out our final probability of each, in a sense, final outcome. So we have 4 different final outcomes here. We have either it's going to rain, then snow, rain, then no snow, no rain, then snow, no rain, or no snow. So we have 4 possibilities. How we can figure out the probability of each of those outcomes is we can just basically start off, see if I can highlight stuff. No, that's not working. We can just start off, let's say, on the left side here and just follow along. So to go to rain and then snow, let's say we're following that path, and just what probabilities do we follow along there? We have 0.7 and 0.2. So to find out the final probability, you could just say it's equal to 0.7 times 0.2, which is just equal to, if we multiply that out, 0.7 times 0.2 is 0.14. All right. And the same thing goes with the next probabilities. Let's say, oh, everything just turned green. Let's see if I turn it to yellow. All right. Just turn it back to black. If we want to go from rain to no snow, so that would mean day 1 it rained, day 2 it did not snow. You just follow along your tree diagram left to right. So at first we hit rain, which has a 0.7 chance, and then we hit no snow, which has 0.8 probability. So again, then the probability is just 0.7 times 0.8, which is then just 0.56. And so that's in general how you can use a tree diagram. Just read from left to right. How do you get to your final outcome? And you follow along with the probabilities that are there. So if we want to see this no rain, no snow possibility, along the bottom, read from left to right. So first we see we have a 0.3 probability, which then leads to a 0.8 probability. So you just multiply those again together. And then you get your probability there. And so that's going to sort of be like what you're doing in steps or questions 2 and 3 in the actual probability project. Is you're going to create your tree diagram sort of like this, but it's going to have 3 steps instead of just the 2 that we have on this one. And then a number of different final outcomes will be possible. And so then you just go from left to right, reading your tree diagram to get to the final outcome, let's say, and you multiply the probabilities along the way. And also in particular for the project that you're working on, how you get these, let's say, probabilities along the way that's question 1, is you're separately looking at what's the probability of step 1, what's the probability of step 2 separately. And so then that's why the first 3 questions are designed the way that they are on the project, is to get you to follow along from left to right on your tree diagram, multiplying those probabilities together to get your final outcomes, which you can then use to fill out your table to find your expected value.